Hi, I'm back from my morning run, and I thought I would introduce you to a piece of new gadgetry I'm kind of excited about. It's the Nike Plus iPod Nano system. It begins with what looks like an ordinary Nike running shoe, but if you remove the insole from the shoe, in there's a little compartment, little opening, that you slip this device into. And the device is a transmitter. It actually tracks the movements of your foot, records the amount of distance that you've run, and it transmits that information to your iPod Nano. So then you have what is basically an ordinary iPod Nano, but there's also this receiver that just clicks into the bottom like these things usually work, and it receives the information from the transmitter that's in your shoe. What it does then is record the length of time that you've run, the distance that you've run. It can also calculate how many calories you've burned after you enter your weight into the iPod to tell it so that it can use your weight to calculate how many calories you've burned. And then you tell the iPod what kind of a workout you want to have. You want to run for 5 kilometers, for example, or you want to run for 25 minutes. And once you've told it that, you push the button to start your workout. Music begins to play through your headphones just like it usually would. But also at intervals during your run, this voice speaks to you, and it will tell you you've been running for 5 minutes, or you've reached the halfway point of your run, which is maybe 2.5 kilometers. And then it will tell you as you get closer to your run, it will tell you at intervals, that you have 1 minute to go or you have 300 meters to go, depending on whether you've set it for time or distance. At the end of your run, you tell it that you're finished, and it will gather all the stats together for you and tell you ran this distance, and you ran for this length of time, you burned this many calories, and it will also tell you what your fastest kilometer was. And then it will keep a running tally of all your totals over the course of your running season so that you can see how many runs you've had and how many total kilometers you run, all that sort of stuff. Also, if you look at the iPod while you're running, it will tell you the pace of your current run. So, in other words, for example, you'd say you want to run a half marathon, and you have to maintain a certain pace, so many kilometers per minute, if you're going to conclude that half marathon in your goal time. So you can look at your iPod and it will tell you your current pace, and you'll know I need to go a little bit faster, or I can afford to reduce my speed a little bit so I don't burn out partway through the run. So it's all very cool. You also get little motivational things, like for example, this morning when I finished my run, a voice came on and said, "Hi, I'm Lance Armstrong." Sounds like the beginning of a commercial, but Lance was there to tell me that it was my longest run so far this year. So you get that little ego boost at the end, like somebody's monitoring your progress and telling you how good you're doing. So all in all, it works very well. The distance is supposed to be something like 97% accurate, even just straight out of the box. You put it in your shoe. If you want to make it more accurate, you can measure off a set distance and then program in information to calibrate the length, and that way it will get your accuracy up to probably 99%, something like that. So all in all, it looks like a good product to me, and good motivation if you're a beginning runner, or if you're somebody who's working towards a goal like a half marathon, something like that. Seems like a good way to go. You should check it out. Bye, everybody.